and Dabi's real name is... For the 70th time in a row, Horikoshi just hasn't missed. He just can't miss. Although him soft revealing who Dabi is might be a slight miss for some. So this chapter opened with a flashback between Tokoyami and Hawks during Tokoyami's internship. Hawks is telling Tokoyami that his main weakness is fire because of how easily his feathers get burned, and he has no real counter to fire other than beating said opponent before they're able to land successful fire attacks. I've always found the parallel between these two being weak to fire kind of interesting. While Tokoyami isn't necessarily weak to fire directly, but the light that fire creates. We cut back to present time with all the students who are a part of the mansion raid inside Fat Gum's Fat, now dubbed the Fat Taxi. Tokoyami in particular looks so cute here because he has a bird head. It's just like a mother bird nursing her baby inside her chest. Nature's a really beautiful thing. Juzo and Kaminari are questioning Fat Gum's decision to carry them to the rear, saying they want to help more, but Fat Gum explains that the plan was to use these students' wide-ranged quirks to close the initial gap between the heroes and the villains, so the pro heroes could gain more of an advantage, but now that they've done their jobs, it's left to the pros to finish it off. All while this is happening, we can see Mount Lady in the background getting blasted by some barrage of attacks. I hope she's okay over there. It looks like she's stumbling a little bit, but I'm sure she'll work it out. She's a beast. However, Tokoyami sees something unsettling above him in the distance. He sees constant blasts of blue fire coming from a specific part of the upper mansion. His worried instincts are kicking in here. He knows Hawks is somewhere on the premises because Fat Gum told him so a couple chapters ago. What if Hawks is up there getting bodied by fire is what he's likely thinking. Back to Dabi and Hawks, the spicy shit right here. Dabi is just constantly using fire blasts on Hawks while quote-unquote mourning over twice. Once again, stomping on Hawks when he's down. Dabi really is a top, huh? He's really a top. Who would have thought? Hawks looks up at him, questioning Dabi's twisted expression considering his supposed friend was just killed. This smile instantly reminded me of the smile Shigaraki donned when he was talking to Deku in the mall. I have a strong feeling Horikoshi had that smile in mind when drawing Dabi in this panel. Just some of Dabi's expressions in general are always so twisted, and I find that funny since he always comes off as a person who just doesn't give a fuck about anything, but then he makes these creepy ass faces. Dabi then goes on a tangent about how Twice was a key factor in helping his dream come true, so him being dead makes him heartbroken. So I said this in my last video about chapter 266 when talking about how Dabi views Twice. He does value him, but only because he's shown use in helping Dabi achieve his main goal. Which brings me back to Dabi only valuing certain members of the PLF. Take someone like Giten, for instance. Even though he and Dabi were both assigned to Team Violet as the team captains, I'm sure Dabi still despises Giten because of how Giten views the world. Specifically, his idea of, if you don't have a strong quirk, why even exist? Dabi continues to force his fire onto Hawks all while this is going on. Hawks struggling to maintain himself, saying he was able to learn the backgrounds of every League member except Shigaraki and Dabi. Hawks thinks back to when he first entered the program run by the Hero Safety Commission. The men working there tell him to say goodbye to his given name and that starting today he'll be a part of a special program to become a special hero. However, the training will be rough. Hawks is still carrying around his little Endeavor toy and asks them, can I be like this person? Can I shine just as bright as the man who saved me? So now we're learning that at some point in the past, Endeavor saved Hawks, or it's at least very heavily implied that Endeavor saved Hawks. Possibly before his quirk manifested. And I say that because Hawks developing his quirk is kind of what made him into an instant prodigy. And it cuts back to present day with Hawks asking out loud this time to Dabi, who the hell are you? Dabi says something in the next panel, but the text box is blacked out. It's blacked out! Hawks then looks up at Dabi with a very shocked / worried look in his eye. Okay. We got a lot to talk about here. This is the first time a character has learned Dabi's true identity. Even though we, the readers, don't technically know it yet, a character knows who he is now. And I feel like Dabi told him here because he assumed Hawks was going to die for sure anyway, so, why not tell him? So what I'm thinking is, if Endeavor really did save Hawks in the past, there's a chance Toya was around at the time of Hawks getting saved by his father. Hence how he knew Hawks' name before he joined the special program. Toya may have even been the one to give Hawks the Endeavor toy in the first place. I mean, there's still that possibility that they went to school together, maybe before Hawks entered this special hero training program, because Hawks may have been in a normal school for at least a little bit before joining the Hero Safety Commission. You never know. And the reason I think Toya may have been the one to give Hawks the Endeavor toy if Endeavor saved him is giving out toys to kids he saves doesn't really seem like a very Endeavor thing to do. I can't see Endeavor giving a toy of himself to a kid he saved. That seems very out of character for him. Especially past mindset Endeavor, who is still hyper-focused on surpassing All Might. Honestly, at this point, I think we, the audience, will know who Dabi is once a member of the Todoroki family learns who he is on page. Whether it be Endeavor, Shoto, even Natsuo or Fuyumi/Rei. I think that's what Horikoshi is waiting for. It's likely going to be Endeavor or Shoto who finds out first, but I can't think of any other reason why he would black out the text bubble when Dabi is clearly telling Hawks who he is here. I think Hori just wants the reveal to hit home more so readers can see the reaction of one of Dabi's family members finding out he's been alive this whole time. Dabi says Hawks should have been prioritizing him as a threat more than twice or anybody else in the league, including Shigaraki. All it takes is one man with one philosophy to shake the world. Real heroes, they don't exist. And then he calls himself the ultimate manifestation of Stain's will. It's crazy how much all this is subtly tied to Endeavor. Little Hawks thinking of how he wants to be like Endeavor, the man who supposedly saved him, right before Dabi reveals himself, combined with Dabi giving a speech about real heroes not existing and he's Stain's will incarnate. Stain was somebody who thought every hero but All Might should die, especially Endeavor. He called Endeavor a fake himself before getting captured. Plus the way Endeavor did his hero work was the polar opposite of how Stain thought heroes should act. It's the little things, man, I'm telling you, it's the little things. Dabi says bye to Hawks, and right as he's about to deliver the finishing blow, we cut to Gigantomachia back in the assembly hall, eagerly awaiting an order from Master Shigaraki through his radio. I am actually petrified of the day he and Shigaraki start creating havoc together. Even though it's going to happen eventually, I'm still scared of how it's going to be initiated. With us getting closer and closer to Easter, it's only fitting to cut back to Mirako versus the High Ends, even if it's brief. Mirako is definitely having a harder time against these guys than she was before. She even realizes this herself. She's not getting any weaker due to fatigue. The High Ends are just getting stronger. It's just like the doctor said, once these things are given a little more time to adapt, the fight will take a 180. The way the High Ends' eyes change is the main indicator that their strength has gone up too. The same thing happened with Hood during his fight against Endeavor. Once his eyes opened up and the brain part of his head became exposed is when the fight became a lot harder for Endeavor. Realizing she's now outmatched, she decides to book it as fast as she can to make sure she can subdue Dr. Kyudai and Shigaraki. I still respect the fuck out of her mindset of not fearing death as long as she's able to get what she needs to get done. Right as she's going for the big kick on Shigaraki's tank, the tentacle-looking Nomu pierces right through her calf, possibly part of her face as well, but she refuses to give in no matter how much it hurts. We're back at the mansion once again with Dabi getting knocked back by Tokoyami right before he was about to finish off Hawks. A lot of people have been hyping up a potential fight between Tokoyami and Dabi. I would like to see that, don't get me wrong, but if they do fight, I think it'll be kind of short-lived, similar to Kaminari's quote-unquote fight with the Electric Man from Team Brown. The main reason the students aren't getting full-on fights in this arc right now is because, well, they're students, and not enough pro heroes have been knocked out of commission for the students to take action on their own. I remember a lot of people getting annoyed about the Kaminari situation, but the pros aren't going to just leave this 16-year-old kid to fight this guy by himself. Come on now. You know, when there's that many pros around and not out of commission, why would they just leave it? Back to Tokoyami though, just like I said in the beginning of the video, Tokoyami has difficulty against quirks that create a lot of light. Bakugo, Todoroki, and Kaminari have all been shown to weaken Dark Shadow with ease, with Dabi having arguably the strongest fire quirk in My Hero Academia, at least when it comes to potential. I'm not sure how Tokoyami would fare against that. At the same time though, he's definitely gotten stronger on multiple fronts since his internship with Hawks, so maybe dealing with light-based quirks won't be as hard for him. But again, with Tokoyami being able to overcome that weakness, that means Dark Shadow would essentially be a quirk with no drawbacks. And just about every quirk in this series has some type of drawback to allow it to be counterable. I think Tokoyami still having that weakness would make his quirk feel more balanced while also still being an incredibly strong student. The chapter ends with Endeavor sneak attacking the tentacle Nomu, slamming its face into the ground right as Mirako is about to shatter Shigaraki's glass. I am praying to God we don't cut to the evacuation team next week. If he does, at the very least, don't have them take up the entirety of the chapter. Please. This is some scary stuff here, bro. Is Shigaraki gonna straight up kill Mirako once he gets out of the glass? Is her death going to be his belated birthday present? Is Horikoshi really going to kill a rabbit on Easter? Per usual, another borderline flawless chapter, if not flawless. Even if it's brief, I'm excited to see how Tokoyami and Dabi's interactions will play out. If Hawks does die this arc, I think Tokoyami might end up being the one to carry out Hawks' final message, which is who Dabi really is. But if Hawks does live, he still has that recording device he was using on twice, which could have recorded Dabi saying his name. But if Hawks does die before he's able to give Tokoyami the message out loud, then maybe Tokoyami can find the recording device and give it to the pros. Specifically Endeavor. You know, hopefully that recording device didn't get burned up with all the damage Hawks took from the flames. We'll just have to wait and see, though. I think that just about does it for this video, though. Let me know in the comments down below where you think next chapter is going to pick up from. I'd love to know your thoughts, because there's so many possibilities here. It's insane. That's what makes this arc so good. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.